Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Happy Sunday drive.
Yay.
I have one thing to say. Who day?
That is the thing you said. Yes.
Who day?
So,
Who day, Bengals?
If you don't know,
woohoo!
If you don't know, so my father's side of the family is all from Ohio, so I was cursed to be a Bengals fan for my entire life, and then I cursed my son. And
the plural
sons. Yeah, well, no, second son is more of a Chargers fan because he's a rebel. But he's a Bengals fan at the moment. But but our older son is a Bengals fan. Oh, we're going through the drive-through because we're gonna talk shopping today.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you.
See, sometimes in Orlando, when you go to the drive-thru, they say, "Hi, Mommy," or "Hi, Poppy," and it makes me happy. Side note, people call me in our family.
Thank you.
Don't drink too much soda.
I know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Even for him.
Okay, you too.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, did we pay?
Yeah, we paid.
Oh,
I have to get my card.
Usually I give her the money to pay. You're getting a real...
Lemonade, strawberry lemonade, tropical lemonade.
Okay, next time.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So
See,
sweet.
they're so nice.
Okay.
I love it. So this is the Wendy's in Hamlin.
This is the Wendy's in where? Let the choir say... Hamlin! Anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't been to Hamlin in a little while, so we didn't get to play the song. Okay, lots of things to catch up on just from there.
Yes.
First of all, people sometimes at the drive-thru call you Mommy or Poppy, and I like it. And part of it is my family, like my son-in-law, needed to know what to call me, so he calls me Poppy. Because I was getting my hair cut, and they were trying to figure it out, and we were trying to figure... You all right? We were trying to figure what will our grandkids call us, and I was like, I don't know. And a friend of mine, his grandkids call him Pappy, and I'm like, that's an old prospector. So I was getting my hair cut, and she goes, okay, Poppy, you like that? And I'm like, Poppy, there you go, I can be Poppy. So she just called you Mommy. So
I know,
nice.
I love it.
Okay,
It's so nice, too, by the way. That is some excellent customer service.
Yes.
So whoever's the manager of the Wendy's at Hamlin should find that woman and congratulate
So go down there and then loop that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, well,
I just went the opposite way.
Thank
you want to go this way? I can go this way?
Yeah, because give it a little more...
Sure.
Well, we were going to give it a little more space, but it's okay.
I'm allowed to
It's fine.
do it.
So anyway, the Bengals, big Bengals fans, and I'll put video on the screen of us as Evan McPherson, icy Evan McPherson,
Twice
shooter.
He's come through.
Came through to win the game. And the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. So I flew to Austin to watch the game with my son, and as you can see, he was emotional about it. Anyway, so today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to drive you through Hamlin, and we're going to drive you to The Mark, Hamlin is obviously a place that's a growing shopping area. It's still growing. We'll talk about a little bit what's coming here, and then we'll talk about The Mark. We're also going to talk about the market, and we're going to talk about common misperceptions about Florida, because we had some that we learned this week. Anyway, so we're looking at like pros, which I still don't know what pros is. Wait, hold on, what does it say? Something? Mani-pedis.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a stationery store.
A writing store. Yeah.
But someone's coming out of Hot Works here. That's like hot yoga kind of thing. We got a Great Clips. We got Verizon. We've got the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
Oh man!
As you know, across the street from the Turkish restaurant. And if you know your history, the Turks and the Greeks don't really get along. So it's funny that they're across the street from each other.
Right. Regent's Bank is over there too. Where did you want me to go now? Do you want me to go loop in front of the Walmart, or just?
They know what the Walmart is. We don't need to show them the Walmart. Yeah, there's Walmart.
And by the way, I mean, I guess all Walmarts probably have it, but they do have the automotive center, which is nice.
Big time.
Very big.
Yeah.
Although we do have the new Gator Action Tire or whatever over here.
Action Gator.
Action Gator. Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
It's across the street now, so that's super helpful. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time getting back accustomed to your brakes again.
I'm sorry.
Because we're in your car and not my car.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed to drive.
I'm a little jerky. Sorry. Stop it.
You often say that about me. Okay.
Also, it's nice to know where. Okay, thank you. It's also nice to know where the gas is around here. So.
Yeah, so gas station there, right here at Walmart, and the next nearest gas station is up by Winter Garden Village. There, I think, will be a gas station at the Mark where we're going.
Yes,
but
that's really exciting. That's been a long time in the making, and candidly, even when Watermark, when that Meritage community was selling in the beginning, everyone always knew that there was shopping that was coming. It just, no one really knew what.
Yes.
They didn't really know how many units. I mean, honestly, I think that what they originally thought the concept was going to be is actually not what ended up happening, because now you have the tall...
Yeah.
Could you turn the little automatic off thing with this car for me, please?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
they thought it was going to be one type of an apartment building with some shops underneath of it.
Yeah, like apartments, shops on the bottom, apartments on the top. Yep.
Is what I think the original concept was supposed to be, or at least what everybody's perception was going to be. And then obviously that changed, I think, a little bit to the dismay, only because people were expecting something.
Right.
But now we are years later, and the community is long since built out, closed out. Gorgeous homes in there, by the way. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. She might be coming across. Just be careful.
Yes. But the little set of shops that was going to be out in front of that community are now coming to fruition. Right. So I think as of today, right? Today, well, I know today you're watching this on Sunday.
Yeah, we're recording this a little early
on the 31st. Yeah, and
yeah, so they're supposed to release them to the owners.
To the tenants.
Today. Yeah, not the owners, the tenants.
Yes.
Today. But then, of course, they'll have all their build out to do. But the Pizza Press is right there by us. Delicious. Really good. And right there, there it is. Ford's Garage, which everyone is so excited about.
Yep.
And so
I feel like we just did the Sunday drive not too long ago.
No,
but
that's the thing. But things change so much.
It's probably been like months, you know.
I don't know how you say Moge tea, Mocha tea, but I don't know. It's a tea place. It's a bubbly tea place, whatever. McDonald's, Publix. That right there is going to, over to our right, is going to be a bouncy house place.
Yeah, right?
Like not a bouncy house, I'm sorry, trampolines.
Trampolines.
Like a Sky Zone. It's not called Sky Zone, it's something else, but
that'll be really exciting for this area too.
Yeah.
And especially when that whole kind of like the park and all of that green space opens up just down the road. It just kind of is going to be another reason to kind of come here and bring your kids and enjoy the area.
Lots of dental across there, the flooring spot, Explorers Daycare kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're coming past Overlook at Hamlin and the Cove at Hamlin. Taylor Morrison communities, more communities on the side. But while we go to the Mark, and that I know we've been to Hamlin, before in the past, but people like to keep up with what's coming. We're supposed to get a Chick-fil-A in there at some point.
That'll be nice.
Other exciting shopping news is there's a Costco coming up on Route 50 in Claremont. But while we get ourselves to the Mark, I wanted to talk about common misperceptions in real estate. Because we had the funniest thing happen.
Oh, yes.
So we had two sets of couples from California that are being transferred for work here. And it was just funny because, they don't know Florida. And we assume that people know what Florida is, especially Central Florida.
Yeah, especially if you come from California.
But people come here to go to Disney, and then they don't know what's around here.
Right.
So what did our new friend Brian say he thought was in Florida?
Cocaine and alligators.
Cocaine and alligators. I got to come up with a new song for cocaine and alligators.
I don't know.
That sounds like a country song. But he was like, well, we watch Miami Vice. That's all I know about Florida. So I thought it was all cocaine and alligators.
Yeah, that's very funny. But you're right. I mean, it's, people that don't explore Florida outside of either the beaches,
right,
Miami, or, or the parks, don't really kind of have probably the family's perspective of what Florida is.
By the way, in front of you is not clouds. That's the Skyrider that writes over Disney all the time. But he bless his heart, he goes on windy days too. It's like, beautiful sea. I don't know what he's trying to tell us, but I'm sure it was a beautiful message. It was probably just from earlier.
Lovely, I'm sure.
It's a cool thing just to look up in the sky.
I know, right? I love that. I always get nervous though. I get nervous.
Well,
just FYI,
sure. He's good though.
Yeah, for sure. I did want to mention too, we didn't go down it, but we have passed it before. On Porter Road, Porter.
Yes.
On Porter Road is the hospital, the Orlando Health Hospital. We've referenced that many times. We pointed to it off in the distance. But right across the street from there is another set of shops.
Oh yeah, coming soon.
Well, I mean, some already exist there. That's where a vet is.
Oh, that one. I thought you were talking about the one in front of Lakeside Hamlin.
No, I'm talking about the one where West Orange, the vet is, and some of the other local businesses are there as well.
Yes.
There's a preschool over there. So you're finding these little nuggets. So instead of, or contrasting to the big Winter Garden Village, big massive outdoor mall type area with your big anchor stores, you're starting to see, and I'm so excited, here in this Hamlin area, these little nuggets of the little community spots where it's like maybe a unit of like maybe 5 or 6 units, or maybe it's 2 sections and you've got 12 to 15. But I want to mention real quick, it reminds me of where I had my dance studio in Virginia.
True. Yeah.
It very
much. It's called Kiln Creek.
Yep.
But houses everywhere, but then little strips.
Yeah, that there was like right inside the community, there was just one little strip of shops. There's a little gas station, a convenience store,
and generally local businesses. Generally, you know, people that live here locally. Sometimes it can be franchises, but it's mostly local folks.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are. So we're taking.
Hard and.
I told you I'm getting used to your breaks. I'm sorry.
Good Lord.
So we are.
Yes. Okay,
we took a little bit of the back sneak because we could have continued. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're going to talk all about this place. So.
No, I'm not.
I could have gone all the way down and taken a right on Seidel, but instead I kind of came through a little bit of a back sneak. So we're kind of cutting through Highlands at Summer Lake Groves, and Watermark, which is directly up above us, and then we'll kind of go.
And do a Watermark vibe check. Do a Watermark because Watermark is a very popular community. It's closed out now, so it's all resale. Hitting $1 million price points on these big old houses.
And they do have
that are here.
This is the community where if you do need a big, massive home,
they have them. As you'll see.
The Lafayette is, you're talking the 5,000 square foot dual master option home. Lots of square footage in that, lots of bedrooms, lots of game room, all that fun stuff. So yes, this is definitely a closed out community, but still absolutely gorgeous. I mean, think about this, honey. Do you remember when the community first started and everything
little stubby trees?
Yes,
and
now
they're sort of growing. They're teenagers
like
now. They're not really teens, but they're like this community is about 5 years old when it really started growing.
It sold so
fast, but it's so big.
It is.
That
it is definitely
so we did want to give you a quick vibe check. So you go to the amenity center maybe, and because I want to talk about more Florida misperceptions before we get to the mark.
What about riding your scooters everywhere?
People do ride scooters everywhere. No helmet law, by the way.
Yeah,
that's like a
like a skateboard scooter.
Yeah, kind of. That's like the kind you can rent, in the city, like to go through the thing. But he just owns it probably. No helmet laws in Florida, by the way, on motorcycles.
But please wear a helmet.
Please wear a helmet. Anyway, Florida. So we asked the second couple that came in to find, but Amy found both couples' houses, by the way. In both cases, like their dream house. It was a great week for like people just finding the house they always wanted. So that made me happy.
Yeah.
Florida man. That's what we asked the second couple. We said, what's your perception of Florida? And they're like, well, all you ever hear about in the rest of the country is Florida man. Go ahead, talk about the amenity center.
Oh.
I heard the...
No, well, because I didn't want to just drive past it. So this is the amenity center, and we talk about some communities. Most communities have amenity centers. Not all, but most. But an amenity center can mean many different things. It can mean a very small community pool, or it can mean mid-range with maybe a pool and a fitness center and a tiny clubhouse, or it could be a little bit on a grander scale like the one is here at Watermark, where you have gigantic pool, splash zone for the kids. You've got a Disney fireworks observation deck, fitness center, 2 clubhouses, fire pit, like everything. You've also got this green space over here, a little amphitheater, and then that's of course the big field where they do the food trucks, and then the playground, covered playground and picnic area. So that's just the amenity center here in Watermark. Continue, my love.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So little Panther Lake seating area here. It's like the Panther Lake Overlook is what they call it, I think. Yeah. Panther Overlook.
I'm just going to kind of loop back around.
That's fine. Yeah, sure, because we're doing a vibe check. It's fine. So Florida man.
We're vibing.
So do you know what Florida man is? Have you heard the term Florida man?
So all I thought of Florida man is the guy that's outside doing everything without a shirt on. That's my perception of Florida man.
No, so Florida man comes from in the newspaper or on the news. They'll be like, a Florida man was arrested yesterday.
That's
when
totally
he threw an alligator into the Wendy's drive-through window. That's a true Florida man story. Florida man,
Is it really?
Yeah. A Florida man, so there's a little game, and I forget the rules of it, and I'll put it on the screen, you can try it for yourself, but you put in your first name and your birthday and Florida man, and it brings up a story that's like your Florida man story or something.
That's funny.
But it's always, so here's the thing. Florida is one of the larger states in the country. So when people say, is that true? Is that how everything is around there? No. Like especially, by the way, in Central Florida. But you have, like, Florida is a very, very cosmopolitan, diverse state. because you have Miami, a lot of Cuban influence and a lot of, cocaine and alligators. Not really, but in terms of people's perception, right? You have Central Florida, Disney, a lot of homes, that kind of thing. You've got Tampa, which is out on the Gulf Coast. Beautiful there. Different
dual master loft.
Yeah.
Right there.
Different sort of vibe out in Tampa. You have Jacksonville. And then you have sort of the rural part of Florida, which because it's connected, I can just say it feels like rural Georgia or Alabama or Mississippi. Like it's that. So with all of that diversity of style of living, you get a lot of different opportunities for people to do insane things and get on the news. I think that's so. No, we do not see people like the Wendy's we just came from. No, I doubt they've ever had an alligator thrown in the thing. Don't do that, by the way.
No, that's not.
Because Florida Man always gets arrested. That's part of the thing. So
that's news to me.
Yeah, Florida Man is a thing.
Cool.
What other misperceptions about Florida do you hear from like clients and people that come in? Can you think of any?
So, we talk about yard sizes. That is definitely not even a misconception. But I think that, like, the clients that I had recently, when they actually stood on a home site and saw their backyard, they're like, oh, that's more than I thought it was.
Right.
It's because they're more narrow.
Right.
The home sites are closer together this way, so there's not as much space between them.
Yep.
But by platting it out that way, it gives them more of a backyard. Potentially. I mean, again, that's all relative to where you live. But generally speaking, that's part of what, that's part of what people are like, oh, this, like, it's more space than I thought. Like, they're not quite they're shocked in a better way, I guess.
We use the word expectations all the time, and it's so much of that, and the reason I brought that up is people have a certain expectation.
I'm going to leave it that way. And then
let's have an expectation of gigantic homes. Can we do that?
Yeah, so these homes all along here, and I've sold a couple over there, but those homes are all on a very unique home site because all of them, I don't know, like 200, 220 feet deep, so really long backyards.
Slope.
Yes,
mostly.
But it's a lot of depth back there. There's green space back there. So when this community first opened and they released those, it was like yes, big yards.
Totally. And I mean so and this again we're talking we're in the $1 million price point at this point.
Yes.
For these homes along this strip, certainly there are we did a Sunday drive maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
And we talked about how there was a home for sale in Watermark for $1 million, and that the price point didn't justify that. By the way, that home, the price point still doesn't justify it because it's not one of these. It's not, and actually that might have been in Waterlee. That was in Waterlee.
There's one in here that was a little.
There was one here too. Actually, we did like some social media posts about. When a neighborhood hits the $1 million price point, it's sort of a trigger for us to go, okay, well that's where we're going. But anyway, so misperception. By the way, I don't want there to be misperception. All the houses in Watermark are not $1 million. There's just some of the bigger houses on conservation with pools and things have now hit that price point. So,
Correct.
Where are we?
Well, we are right here. So this is the main entrance into Waterley off to our left.
Watermark?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Watermark.
no, I did it to you.
Watermark. So this is kind of the main entrance into Watermark. What's in front of us, these 3-story buildings are the apartments that originally were supposed to be shops on the bottom, apartments on the top. And again, we say it was supposed to be. Well, clearly it wasn't supposed to be because this is what ended up happening.
Right.
But this is what they have. And like I said, it was only supposed to be a couple, and that was only supposed to be a couple, and it ends up being quite a few. But quite lovely. They're very nice, and totally not a problem. We need these apartments here as well.
Yes.
But here is where we are. To the left is the Mark.
This is the part where I'm like, why aren't you going in?
Huh?
You could go in there.
I'll look around and then we'll look.
Yay! Okay, good.
But if you take a look, so having built my own business. Okay. Having built my own business back in Virginia when I opened up my dance studio. So the way it worked is, and it was a shell of a building. It was very similar to this, where it was a brand new shopping center that was coming up. And, I picked a unit. And we actually had the builder do the build out to create my dance studio, but we could have done that build out ourselves.
Because we were young and poor.
Well, and it was And we incorporated that build out into our rent. So our rent was super high, but we were paying for it. But I'm going to loop all the way around and come back in from the main entrance.
Yeah, it's fine.
So anyway, so kind of when you say it's being turned over to the tenants, that doesn't necessarily mean that those businesses are opening.
No, God,
so
no.
now it means that, okay, they've been turned over their shell of a unit, and now they can do the interior, build out as...
Which can take a long time.
It can, especially, depending on the business. Now, for my dance studio, it's a big old open space, right? We had the floors and the mirrors and some built-ins and a waiting room, and that was the extent of it. But for some of these that are a little bit more intricate... especially if it has anything to do with food or food service.
Well, and probably the biggest building in there, the biggest individual site on the map is the New York Brewery Project. So you can imagine how long that's going to take, because I would imagine they're putting their own brewery stuff in there. Because they're going to brew their own stuff, and so it's a restaurant. That sort of build out just takes a while, and I'm not even familiar enough nowadays with the permitting process. I would imagine they have to go through the same thing. The building is permitted for the shell.
Do you want me to go in?
Yeah, absolutely. Amy gets so nervous.
I have a truck though. I forget if I have a truck, people are gonna think I'm legit.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like we're doing
I'm an inspector, people.
Right. So I'm gonna look at the map here. I'll put the map on the screen. That right there, my friends, Starbucks.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so that's very exciting. Starbucks can probably put up a Starbucks in record time.
Yes.
Right. So again, I'll put the map, but right here, this pad right here, I believe it might be no, it can't be that. It's gonna be this 7-Eleven right there.
Oh, nice.
So with gas station.
Oh, wow.
I believe.
That's good.
Because it shows the gas pumps there.
Can we turn down? I'm gonna
keep going there and take a right.
Because I can't go that way because it's blocked.
So all along that way, again, I'll put the map up. So, what's the big one for us at our house, honey, with our 16-year-old son? Papa John's.
Oh, Papa John's.
Papa John's is right here. This is the back of Papa John's.
Oh my
goodness.
So
you can see inside there.
So that's just
a
vacant
shell.
Yeah.
And again, they're turning them over soon. If not right now, they're turning them over soon. So that will eventually have probably, let's see, in the time that he's here until when he goes to college, if they open up, let's just say they open up just in time for his senior year. It'll be before that.
Yeah.
How many pizzas do you think we'll buy from there? Also, we're trying not to get run over.
I know. I'm going to try to go this way just so he knows I'm not of his way.
I wonder what he's... Oh, it's trees.
Trees.
I was like, what is that?
I
couldn't tell the way it...
No, look at all the landscaping, all the shrubs and the plants and things they've dropped off.
So,
this little courtyard in the middle. Yeah. Excuse me.
So, again, I'll put the map up there so you can kind of see some things. But now, down here... on the other corner, and you can, I guess...
I don't want to go through
there. Yeah, go left, it's fine. But that building right there, you see that building?
Yep.
With the brown whatever? Yep. Walgreens.
So
again,
need that.
Hugely needed Walgreens.
We do need that.
So we just wanted to show... So, that's kind of it for what we wanted to show you today.
I'm going to go back out, and we can drive back by the front of it again if you want, in case we missed any of the units. But so we'll run down the list. Is there anything else that you didn't mention?
Starbucks, 7-Eleven, Papa John's, Kenpo Karate, Easy Vet, PCB Burger, WG Liquor, Jeremiah's, that's Italian ice stuff.
Nice.
AT&T.
See, hold on. So what a nice thing, though, to if you live in here, to go, hey, let's walk up and get some Italian
ice. Well, a nice thing
ice.
for them as a business.
Literally just,
totally
walk up. Yeah, so keep going.
Heartland Dental, Centricare, so Advent Health Centricare, the Walgreens I mentioned, the Learning Experience, like tutoring, kind of whatever. Huey Magoo's. That's just a great name.
Okay, I have to go the wrong way here. So
that's fine. Cadre Meat Market, Piccolino's Haircuts, that's a kid's haircut place.
Oh, cute.
And then a barbershop right next door. Prime 4, whatever that is. Clean Eats. Top Star Services. Cocoon Urban Nails. Hand and Stone, and the New York Beer Project. And the New York Brewery Project is 20,000 square feet, so that's the biggest by double. And that's that building that you see right there in front of us.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry, that's not true. That's the Walgreens. The New York Beer Project is behind that.
This is so exciting.
I think.
The architecture
is
dental
care
cool.
there.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's got its own little vibe. It's cool.
It definitely does. So anyway, we will be excited to come be a patron of all of these businesses.
Absolutely.
And
especially
give
you,
them
Papa John. I'm looking at you, Papa John's.
I'm going to get
There's not enough pizza delivered to our new house, so that's a problem.
That is a problem, but you know what? Papa John's. All right, and on that note, I'm really hungry.
Yeah, let's go get food.
Let's go get some food.
That was Sunday Drive.
That's a really fabulous ending.
Big finish.
All right, all done.
Okay, and that's it. No, so again, we didn't get to all the misperceptions we want to get to, and we didn't really get to the market update.
It's all right.
Other
we
than
got
say,
many more Sunday drives.
Yeah, but it's busy, and interest rates are going up, but inventory's still down.
Yes.
So who the heck knows? But
I do have one little thing on the market.
Please.
think about that. If the interest rates are supposed to be going up a couple times this year, right? 3 times. So think about this. If you are looking to build new construction, I'm a big fan, a big advocate of new construction, but think about it. You cannot lock in your rate until your home is almost complete. So you are gambling with what is that interest rate going to be 10 months from now when your home is complete. Whereas if you look more into the resale opportunity, you can lock in and close in 30 to 45 days. So that being said,
can I throw one thing out there?
Go for it, babe.
When we talk about interest rates are going up, and some of it, don't buy into the panic merchants that are like, interest rates are going through the roof, because they're trying to convince you to do something now that may or may not be in your best interest. We're talking about maybe at the end of the year, interest rates being around 4%. 4%, other than the previous year or so, would be historically low for interest rates. So it's not like but it does affect your buying power. It does, because your payment's going to go up. Yes. But it's not like, oh my gosh, back in the day when it was 8.5% or 11% or whatever it was. Right. It's still going to be historically low. So on that note, I'll shut up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go get some food now. Okay. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe, stay well. Remember, we love you, and happy house hunting.